Hello everyone and welcome here to ABN2 for the Davey Hauck Memorial 110 here on ABN Esports 2 for the ARCS Midwest Barbecue A² Cup Series live at Sonoma. Happy St. Patty's Day as Patrick's Day to everyone watching right now. If you do choose to celebrate it or acknowledge it or whatever, as the Emma Kruger finish up her second lap here, decide to take a little bit of a off-road adventure as she will park it up after second 2 laps, currently P2. We do have a little bit of news to cover and a little bit of things to cover. First, let's find a driver currently on a qualified run about to set up. We'll cut to Jeremy Breo, currently driving for B-Tron. We'll have him take us around a lap here of his 2 laps in the Dr. Pepper machine. But since it is St. Patrick's Day here, you'll obviously see right there, you can see on the banners of the 74 machine right now, you can see on the top the color green as they are celebrating the holiday choice. And you will also see as we go around the track here, drivers running special paint schemes, maybe with a little touch of green or a little accent of green somewhere to acknowledge the celebration, if you will. But with 4 minutes to go in qualifying right now, a lot of drivers have already set down times. And we will take a look right now at who has set down a time right now. Most of the field has, obviously, Daniel Michel taking up from the mantle of how strong he was in road courses last year. Leads the way, but chased by Kruger and Proudfoot. Some drivers, that will be your top 3, with Adams Featherplace making up the top 5. Some drivers have yet to make a run yet at the flag. Right now, obviously, Jeremy Breo trying to complete lap number 1 here, as he's on his first lap here. Lily Pelletier-Sharp on a warm lap right now. A few other drivers as well, including some of the fill-ins and subs. So we'll see how it goes here with just 3 minutes to go in qualifying. It's going to be a mad scramble to put down a good lap. And with some of these drivers being very strong at road courses, other drivers maybe not so much, it's a differing strategy for each driver. We will go over the points, all the news, in just a little bit of time here as we let qualifying reach its natural conclusion. So as Breo completes lap number 1 in the books, he will put down a lap that is good enough for, if I can flip over to the right tab here, it's going to be a good lap at the very least, but definitely he knows he can go a little bit faster, as that's actually was not even a completed lap. First lap was invalidated, so second lap is going to have to be a little bit faster. And actually, we'll take a nice little cockpit view of him as he goes around here. Let him kind of give us an indicator of what it's like to drive this track around here. So let Breo take us a lap around Sonoma, almost half a lap as he already pushes wide. So you can see right there, not the best push. Obviously, you want to go wide to that point, though. So we'll see what Breo can do in the 74 here. I'll be looking a little bit off kilter. But we know he's got some speed at these road courses. So we'll see what he can do to finish up this lap with 2 minutes to go. Well, 2.5 minutes to go. Relatively okay for the most part there. Relatively good entry and exit for the most part. Needs to keep it on track, keep it on the pavement. And again, not feeling the most comfortable. Obviously, some other drivers can really get this wheeled around, find the time. It's just getting a little bit feeling out process. Obviously, first lap was invalidated, so obviously wants to make sure he has a good lap here to try to make sure that the car plants itself quite nicely. So as he comes off the last corner here, just under 2 minutes, second lap in the books for the 74 machine across the line. And it's going to be good enough only for P14 for the driver in question. So P14 for Jeremy Breo, and you can see he'll park on track. That will finish his run. But we do got one other driver on their second run tonight, Lily Pelletier-Sharp. She's on her second run here as well. I was driving for Gear Cats Racing. Already has a win this season. Turned the wrong thing off. There we go. Has a win so far this season at the very least. Second lap for her in the book. She will be the last driver to put down a time here. She's going to have to put down a flyer. Currently sitting P6. Has to find at least 1.5 seconds if she wants to best Daniel Michel and get a pole position for Gear Cats Racing. Relatively okay through the entry and the exit point here. Again, going to have to be on the throttle. And again, qualifying does matter here because cautions are few and far between. Other than the 2 stages, which are at lap 15 and lap 30 respectively, there are no cautions. Usually don't come out at these road courses. So it's very hard for a caution to be called. So if you qualify poorly, you get maybe 2 chances to get kind of bailed out, metaphorically speaking, before if another mistake happens, your race could be done. You're just trying to salvage a good day out of the finish. So as Sharp comes off the last corner here, maybe not the best of exits, could have maybe just got a little more power on it. We'll see if she improves as she comes across the line. It is going to be good enough. For P6 still, did not improve on that second lap. Actually, she did improve, I will say that, but it was a dead even split, maybe by milliseconds, but not enough to jump any higher, and it will still be P6 for the number 18 machine. And as that should do it for qualifying, obviously a few drivers going around track here. Pacey Wadjet and Lilac Zier. Zier running a kind of St. Patty's Day Explains Fire. Usually that's just the Mountain Dew coloring. There are some schemes here at the very least. Most cars, though, that are running it have finished their quality, so we'll see him as Zier takes a little exversion here, try to get some extra practice in qualifying. And as qualifying is going to conclude here, it's going to be Daniel Michel on the front row as we are going to head nicely into warm-ups. All right, so now we are going to lead nicely in the warm-ups here. We'll get the logos on the screen here. And now we'll run over the quick news that worth noting throughout this 5 minutes of warm-up here to kind of give an indicator of what's been going on so far in the ARCS past week. So to cover it off for starting, late St. Patty's Day, obviously we've gone over here as we'll find a driver doing a lap. Daniel Michel currently going out on the circuit, so we'll pull him up. But obviously since it's St. Patty's Day, a lot of green-inspired paint schemes. Steve Tucker is one of the two drivers filling in today, and actually Roger Pierce here, currently filling in the number 81 for John Hagen. Just see him right there in the 81. He's doing a fill-in role right now for John Hagen, who's not here tonight. And Roger Pierce, see if he is on circuit right now at the moment. I don't think he is, but he will be also filling in. He is filling in for the 3 of the Oberstadt. For there, he is right there in the Wendy's machine right there. He's filling in for Patrick Oberstadt in a fill-in ride here tonight. So those two are obviously in fill-in roles. Moving further down the grid, it's 2 races until the Bracket Challenge seeding. Obviously, after what was talked about on social media last year during the races in question, there was a Bracket Challenge, and the ARCS has decided to take the inspiration from the podcasting world and start a bracket seeding where the 32 drivers in the A-Square Cup Series will be seeded, and it's starting at Talladega, and each round after it, Talladega, Dover, Charlotte, Gateway, and finals at New Hampshire. Whoever finishes the highest of the 2 will be the driver that moves on to the next round of the playoffs, which will turn us nicely into the standings, which we'll go over right now as well. Currently leading the way atop the standings is Brandon Proudfoot. Not get a win last week, came close to getting it, could not end up besting John Hagen. Let's see if we can find him on track right now in the number 22 machine. So he's actually taking a lap here. Don't think he is at the moment. So, but he is currently leading the way in the point standings, followed by John Haga, Alyssa Peltier-Sharp, Kenneth Cheney, and Lilac Zier, top 5 in the season points. But if we're going off the playoffs, John Hagen got his 2nd win last week, I should say. He's firmly locked into the A-Square playoffs when they start in over 13 weeks' time. Alyssa Peltier-Sharp's win at Phoenix and Breo's win at Daytona both give them opportunities to be locked in, bearing how it all plays out, but both looking good at the moment. But it is getting very tight around the cut line right now at the moment, as well as Brian Pinal is currently the last driver in. Right now on the bubble as we speak, he is. And obviously road courses are not really his forte per se. Looking to probably get a good run here and get some points to kind of cover it out. Even if he's here tonight, I think he see him on the list, but we'll see that in a second. He's currently the bubble line with Ryan Gomes 2 out. Seth Wanzing, who's had a bit of a rough past couple weeks, is also 2 out at the moment for the 2-time champion. Dale Markowski, Davey Hauck, currently 3 and 6 back. Meanwhile, on the upper side, Patrick Oberstadt, currently 3 points to the good. Ben Roberts up 7. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence up 9 on the cut line. And Daniel Michel, the car we're following right now, up 11. So obviously the road courses can be a bit of a variable here. It can easily change things up. So we'll see how as this road course plays on here. Maybe it's a chance for a driver currently on the outside looking in, like an Emma Kruger, currently 37th in the points. Obviously, she's right now in the chat right now talking about 8/10 offs being insane right now. Obviously, road courses are a forte. There's a good chance to stop the bleeding and gets that Gear Cats machine, get it pointed in the right direction, and give her a good chance to maybe make a run for these playoffs. And obviously, Daniel Michel, if he were to get a win, probably firmly lock himself in the playoffs with how many rounds are left. With, again, being a shorter schedule, and there being less rounds to deal with, there is the indicator at the very least that with these last rounds, things can change out and things can play into a factor. One last thing to go over real fast is the Rookie of the Year standings. John Hagen leads the way on that, 137. He's ahead on the total points. 4 points back, though, is Alyssa Peltier-Sharp, who won at Phoenix, and Kenneth Cheney, 8 back, and Lilac Zier, 13 back. Should be worth noting in the top 6, top 6 drivers in the Rookie of the Year standings are currently in the playoffs. So at the very least, the rookies are having a bit of a field day against the A-Squared regulars. So that will be the fastest 5 minutes in motorsports here at the very least, as we are about done here with warm-up here with 38 seconds left. take a quick look here at who is where in warm-up. Obviously, with the laps being kind of long here and the situations being kind of short, you can see only 9 drivers have so far been able to put down times. And Michelle, who've been following for this past 5 minutes, has been the fastest. As you can see, actually, he does have a little bit of the St. Patty's Day-inspired scheme of those Mountain Dew coloring. But you can see right ahead of him, the 47 of Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence here, also rocking a very green machine as well. Mark DeLay just jumped up to P5. Obviously, practice time, warm-up times, not indicative of race times, but should be ready to get this going here. As quad warm-up has concluded, we are going to get ready for the main race. So that will bring us nicely here to warm up, and we good if we go over the order that they qualified in, if we can get this correct. There we go, and we'll hide that. So Daniel Michelle is currently on pole position here with Emma Kruger sitting in second position. They will be the front row. 2 very good, strong road course drivers, 1-2. Moving further down the field, we got Brandon Proudfoot and Jonathan Adams, row number 2. Brandon Featherplace, still got to update that. We'll update that, don't worry, with Lily Peltier-Sharp in row number 3. Roger Pierce, the substitute driver, coming in P7 for B-Tron, with Kenneth Cheney making up row number 4. Row 5, Steve Tucker, the other fill-in driver, maybe you could say a callback to the road course riggers, in 9th, with Tom Sears sitting in 10th. Next row, Seth Wanzi and Davey Hauck will make up row number 6. Moving further down the field, we got Pacey Wygen. Next up in the next row with Josh Gaiman, another driver looking to get the bleeding to stop here and try to get this point in the right direction. A little bit of a poor qualifying for the 61. He'll line off P14. Breo and Zier, 15th and 16th respectively. Zier looking to make some points in the Rookie of the Year standings. Breo looking to keep up the good form he's had. Feemster and Ross Baxter, Kevin Feemster and Ross Baxter in the next row. Row number 9, and Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence and Ryan Gomes make up the next row number 10. Michael Joy and David Wright make up row number 11. Ryan Pinnell here, currently the driver on the cut line, along with Mark DeLayla in row number 12. Dustin Painter and Josh Garrison will be the next row in row number 13. Brent Roberts and Dale Markowski in row 14. Austin Mongold and Alfred George, the Bahama Man, making up row number 15. Josh Battles and Noah Blackwell in row 16. And Selena Thompson will round out the field here, sitting in P number 33 in row 17. And already looks like we had a bit of an incident here at the very least between Al's Battles and Alfred George here. So we're actually going to cut. You can already see a little bit of a smoke here, so we're going to take the grid off the screen and see what happened here to these 2 drivers real fast as they go around here for warm-up and see if it may have been an error here. So we'll just quickly play it real time, just see what happened, if they have any damage to report, or if it was just getting out of the way here. Ooh, Alfred George gets it on the grass, slows it down, spins it, and luckily, I don't think Josh Battles, just got on the brakes here. So luckily, no harm, no foul. Alfred George didn't hit anyone, and Battles just slowed up. Both drivers will continue on, but you definitely could say at the very least the 40's tires may be a bit cooked. Back to the front row, though. We'll see here right now. Get a good shot here of the camera, if we can find one. There we go. This is going to be Daniel Michelle in that Mountain Dew Cheetos machine. Going to lead us to the green flag here. I see in the chat right now, drivers sounding off on their opinions. Emma Kruger there throwing a few parting words, along with Ryan Pinnell as well, saying he's not a big fan of this track. Looking to know if he can get a good run here and keep it going. But if pace car pulls on off, 55 laps awaits these drivers are in the south of California. Let's come off the last corner. Green flag is out, and the Davey Hauck Memorial 110 is underway here at Sonoma. Oh, we already see a little bit of chaos in the back there. You can see a few drivers going off, including the 3 of Steve Tucker there. It's a little bit wide on the apex. Looks like other drivers, though, relatively okay for the most part. No one has ended up the wrong way around. A few drivers have ended up kind of having to take evasive action here on lap number 1 here. The drivers getting very racy indeed. Back towards the front, though, you can see Daniel Michelle still leading the way. And it looks like we've got a pass here for 5th position. or 6, I should say. Right there, little race here. The 76 of Kenneth Chaney trying to make a move here on the 8 of Jonathan Adams. Kenneth Chaney will get the spot. Jonathan Adams, though, not going to let that go quietly into the night. We'll see if the 8 can answer back here on the 76. And see just how big this track can really be here. You can see in that wide shot there, all drivers 4 and back here. And you can see right there, cars making single file moves here. You can see a quick move there. Per se in the back, drivers been to lock up a bit, trying to make moves. There's the 89 of Lilacs here, trying to get around Jared Bray, will successfully do it. But lap number 1 will be led by that man, the number 25 of Daniel Michel. He will lead lap number 1 with Emma Kruger and Proudfoot 1, 2, 3 as they are beginning to gap a little bit of this field here. Should be worth noting at the very least, though, Daniel Michel ran fast 2 sectors there, but obviously 3 and 4 favored Sharp and Kruger. Now, obviously, that was just the opening restart there, so things could be worth noting. We'll have to keep an eye on those lap times there. So it looks like Selena Thompson having a bit of a rough day here. Obviously started coming out of the pits, maybe not the strongest with the road courses here. The number 10 Outlaw Machine, looks like she had a little bit of an incident, and right now they're just trying to survive. Back towards the front, though. David Wright also had just a bit of an incident. He went off track. But it looks like he's also got it fired back up. There he is. Ooh, he's had a more than off. He's ended up hitting the inside tire barrier just before turn 5 and 6 there. And he ended up getting loose and ends up hitting the inside wall, but he will keep it fired. And we will stay green here at the moment. Again, with a low propensity of cautions here at, you see him Kruger a little bit in the grass there, but as a low propensity of cautions at these super speed, not a super speedway, usually you don't see a low propensity of cautions super speedways, at a low propensity of cautions at road courses, I should say, it's going to be interesting to see how drivers play out these strategies here and see how they can make, how aggressive they want to be. Because unlike last year, where the stage breaks didn't have cautions mirroring the real life calendar, they've brought back the stage cautions to kind of let the field get bunched back up. So it could be a bit of a hindrance for a driver that really puts a masterclass on the field. Looks like we had a little incident a little bit further down here. Michael Lawrence had a little bit of it off as well. It looks like he's relatively okay, Feimster as well. His drivers are still kind of struggling a bit here. You can see sometimes, again, some drivers will tell you, if we talked to beforehand, you can see one car that Selena Thompson, Dave Michel's about to catch up to. But there is that kind of moment-esque where you see this happen, where drivers just know, hey, this is not my best week. We'll try another week to get a good point. A little bit further back, you can see, as we saw in the wide shot there, Brandon Proudfoot's getting caught by Brandon Featherplace here. Had a little bit of a mishap here in the number 22. And that's allowed Featherplace and Sharp to kind of catch up here for the final podium spot here at the moment. Let's just see again how beautifully big this track is. So see as we push on a little bit further down the field, we'll see if we can find any matchups. Looks like we do have one for P8. Seth Wanzing there in a good little battle here right now, driving the Hunt Bros number 9 here. Usually see him in a Miller Lite scheme, now running the pizza scheme for the 2-time champion. Only sitting in P number 8 with Tom Sears up his guff here, sitting in P number 9. Tom Sears is definitely one of those drivers that's sneaky fast at these road courses, especially last season. He usually was someone you kind of could see just coming out of nowhere and end up getting a top 5 or a top 3. So maybe not the strongest, but it looks like we had an incident. Emma Kruger's had a mistake. She's had a mistake. It looks like she may have had some contact with Selena Thompson. Josh Harrison's also had an incident as well. So Emma Kruger, we'll have to take a look here what happened if two separate incidents happened. She ended up grouping them. We'll see if she can make the bleeding stop here. And this is one of the positives, at least with the stage cautions, is it allows her to get regrouped here. And if when we get to lap 15 and stop the bleeding, if she ended up really tearing it up, it looks like she's got it relatively okayly checked. So we'll check what happened here with Emma Kruger. We'll see if, respectively, she was going up the hill. So we'll play it out live here. You can see there's Selena Thompson on the grass. They do not come to touches here, so it's going to be possibly a self-incident here. Yep, she just gets on the curb and ends up unsettling the car. And then Selena Thompson, has to take evasive action. And she almost ended up clobbering, and she ends up hitting the wall herself. And that is not going to be good for that 10 machine there at the very least. Back to live action we are. Obviously, you'll see her quickly on pit lane. There's Selena Thompson's machine. And that's just how bad hitting a tire barrier 120 can tear up the machine. But back towards the front, we'll check on some situations here. Obviously, the battle for second and third raging on here as Emma Kruger now play a little bit of catch-up here. She wants to get back to her P2 position. Right now, going to try to go around the long way around the 34 and 34. Former teammates of Emma Kruger at Line Power not going to put up too much of a fight, knowing it's not really worth it at this time to make a ding-dong battle. as Gearcat Machines are 3 and 5th right now, respectively. And there you can see Alyssa Peltier Sharp also going to try to make a move here, follow her teammate through. Going to get a little excuse me, thank you action there as Lily's going to make the move. Obviously, again, Feather Plays knows when to hold them, knows when to fold them. Not going to really make a chance here and end up wrecking it. So he's going to play it safe here this early on and pick off where he needs to pick off. Right now, Feather Plays, he could have an answer back here on Sharp. How aggressive will he elect to be on the brakes here? Looks like he'll just tuck in line and stay a respectful gap here. And actually, Sharp was just a little bit deeper than the 34. Could give a good exit there. You actually see a little bit of a battle shaking up here between Wanzing and Sears. You can see Wanzing, this is actually 8th, 9th, and 10th, respectively. And you can see us gaming there in 11th, all in the shot here. There's Breo going to try to go up the hill here to make a move around Seth Wanzing. And Dr. Pepper is going to get around Huntsboro's Pizza, if we're going to go buy out the sponsors at the very least. Breo's going to get the spot, so put Breo up to 9th, and put Wanzing down to 10th, currently last in the stage points here at the very least. And a little bit further up, just Brandon Prophet just won the track just a bit, but no harm, no foul. He's still currently in 2nd. So we'll stay on this little battle we got here, just inside the top 10. So as we watch the battles kind of ebb and low here, we're actually cut up the battle for 2 here, and we're going to see right there Proudfoot and the 04 Emma Kruger fighting for position here. As we'll see if Emma Kruger can make a move here and get back to 2nd. Obviously, Proudfoot driving the ever-loving you-know-what out of it, and Emma Kruger going to give a little bump to the car in question. Actually, we'll see if we can get a nice little ride on board here with Emma Kruger just for a second here from her cockpit, just to kind of show what she's doing going up the hill here. So we'll let Emma Kruger take a little perspective here just for a second here and see what she can do. Obviously, still looking for that first win in A-squared competition. She came oh so close last time. You can just see how close she has to get. Got to try to size something up to make a move in question. This is where we put a foot camera if we could to see the braking patterns, but Irish doesn't have those cameras quite yet. So we'll go back to the live camera here as well. It was a live camera, but a fall camera there. We'll see what Emma Kruger can do here. We'll see if she can get around that 22 machine. Again, she knows how to sign these corners up, but the 22 is no slouch at these road courses either. Was one of the drivers that took it to the road course specials last season in the number 62, Aiden Norman. So 22 obviously knows how to, both these drivers know how to really get the S out of these road course machineries here. Take a look here again. We'll focus on this battle here. Don't worry, we do have a few other things we'll have to check here in a second, but I want to see right now if she can get a move here. Obviously, they're catching up on a little lap traffic here. Alex here just had an off moment a little bit further back in P18. It looks like she's got it refired as this battle is still raging on for P2. You can see, actually, teammates of Emma Kruger right now, Cheeseburger Lawrence, currently sitting position ahead here. Michael Lawrence just went off, though. It almost gets on the track wrong, so I was going to say, could be maybe a bit of a pick here and could end up maybe playing a factor in trying to make something happen here. Oh, look at that. Cheeseburger Lawrence in the back there. Almost gets into teammate-on-teammate violence there in the long shot. Well, actually cut to that second. You see Sharp and Feather Plays going to follow through. Almost got a little bit of a collision, if you will. But again, Emma Kruger really hanging on right now at the moment. Just trying to find a way around this 22. But again, 10-second difference right now at the moment between these two in question. Ooh, Emma Kruger's a little bit wide here. Looks like the battle is kind of raging off here. Oh, though, she's going to get a good line on exit. It's going to open the door, but she just can't get the drive off she needs. 22 is still going to hold strong here as we've hit lap number 9. Remember, stage ends on lap 15. again, this kind of, again, just to show you perspective, we'll cut away from this battle. Actually, we'll hold on to this battle for a second here, but I just want to show you the gap right now, how 10-second difference is. Just in a second here, as you see Emma Kruger going to maybe set up for a move here, so we'll hold off here. Coming up on a good passing opportunities next corner here. She's going to give another tap to that 22. But she can't get the best exit, so it's going to leave her in a bad passing spot. She'll have to kind of set back up. But to kind of continue my thought here, right now, this is where they are currently on the track at the moment for these two. Daniel Michelle's already cutting through the S section they're about to hit, about to come to the last couple corners here, just to show you how far away 10 seconds really is with Daniel Michelle. Back up here, you can see right there, Garrison going to go on the escape road there, get out of this battle's way. Doesn't want to end up making a risk the wrath of the stewards here. This is why she just jumped the pits here. So this battle rages on here. We do have a request in the chat. I know I'm keeping an eye on it at the very least, though. At the very least for an in-car camera. So don't worry, we still have this, but I want to let this battle play out here. So we'll get to that in-car camera shot in just a second here with this battle kind of, because every time I'm thinking about we may cut off, it just keeps acting up here, and Emma's not allowing, can't really get a move here on that 22 machine, but also 22 can't really pull away at the very least. And you can even see by the time he's scoring, Cheney and Adams, they're having a bit of a battle here a little bit further back as well for P number 6. Actually, see here as Emma Kruger looks to make a move here. Can't really get it done here. We'll see if she can do the over-under trick. Still can't really get it done here. And cut away for a second here just to show you what Adams and Cheney are doing here. There's Cheney, Adams, and Breo, and Sears, and Seth Wanzing. This is basically just the top 10 plus 1 right now in position here, fighting for spots as well. So it looks like a battle is kind of brewed off here just a bit. We're going to let this battle here play just for a second here. As you can see here, actually we'll cut back here just for a second. So the Emma Kruger not going to really get a move here. We'll see if she can do the over-under. We actually have a quick caution here. We're on lap number 11. Actually, I believe the stage ended on. Confirm one thing here real fast. I had the stage wrong. It was lap 10, so my mistake. It wasn't lap 15. It was lap 10, so that was the end of the stage. Damn, Michelle wins the stage here. Misread that indeed. So that will actually reset the field to Michelle, Proudfoot, Kruger, Sharp, Feather Place, Cheney, Adams, Breo, Sears, and Wanzing will be the top 10 of the stage. Josh Gaiman can be first driver out here as we hit the end of stage number 1 here. So my apologies for that. End up making a slight boo-boo on the stage numbers here. That is entirely my bad, but that is the end of the stage, and obviously it's going to give these drivers a chance here to get regrouped, place the roll of the dice, and pull the roll of the strategies, and let strategies play out here. Obviously, pit stops are going. Probably drivers are going to come down here at least a bit. Obviously, tire economy is not the biggest stretch here. Drivers aren't the most, I won't say the most willing, but are the drivers that are interesting strategies at the very least to play calls here and make strategy choices. Obviously, fresh tires can help when necessary, but at the same point, though, a lot of drivers elect not to take tires on these pit stops here. So we'll see what these drivers do, but it is a free pit stop, and if you only got the speed, tires could end up playing a bit of a factor here. So now the question is, what will the drivers do? Obviously need fuel to get to the end, so all drivers coming in for fuel. But the tire situation, be interesting to see what everyone does. Road is going to be a very busy place. You can see Cheeseburger Lawrence staying out, but that is to get the wave around. Actually, I think he's getting the lucky dog. But regardless, he will be getting his lap back. See if we get a good shot here of pit lane here. Oh, right there. You can see right there. Wrong pit lane camera. There you can see the race off. And Dave Michelle will end up winning the race off here. He will win it. Proudfoot will be second. Emma Kruger third. And you can already see most of the drivers electing to take fuel only. But Virtual Crews will keep the top 4 in check, top 5 in check. Seth Wanzing's Virtual Crew will end up getting a P6 here. So good old bang stop for Seth Wanzing will get him up a couple spots as it's game in. Well, also Virtual will get him a good spot here. His drivers have been to file through and make up spots. As you can see, the top 10 all coming through on your screen here. So stage 1 was dominated by Daniel Michel. Question comes in now again. What will stage 2 end up being? If any driver can really heat up with that 25. So the field should get bunched up here this time by, it's going to be Michelle and Proudfoot in row number 1, Emma Kruger and Lily Shop Gear Caps Machines in row number 2, Brandon Featherplace in row 3 along with Josh Gaiman, Lilac Sear and Seth Wands will be the next 2 cars in row number 4, and Davey Hauck and Steve Tucker, the villain driver for Carolina Beagle, currently making up the first 5 rows indeed. More importantly, should be worth noting as well, even though tire is not the biggest thing, Tom Sears, Jonathan Adams, Jerry Braille, all electing to take 4 tires on their pit stops. So they're going to be the highest drivers with 4 fresh tires. Ooh, right there, Zier ends up getting a little bit hard on the brakes. Looks like she's gaining a couple spots here. Very odd indeed. Looks like she's doing something here. She's maybe trying to get her lap back. She's cutting through the field here. She ended up having these spots on pit lane as she took the strategy. It looks like she didn't come in on the pit stops. Remember, she came in on lap 7 and had an incident, so she actually ended up not pitting. And I guess iRacing's put her to the front, which makes sense. So she is now going to actually be... So everything just gets pushed down one here. So now Lilac Zero will be leading us to the green flag here with Daniel Michel in the front row with Kruger, Proudfoot, row 2, Featherplace, Sharp, row 3, Gaiman, Wansing, row 4, Hauck, Tucker, row 5, and that will be the first 5 rows. So Sears ends up getting bumped outside the top 10 here with this incident and this development. But now it's going to be on Sears' control. Not that. We have a little bit of chaos in the back. You see some drivers still getting kind of caught up here. But that is not going to delay the green. I see something like Markowski and Arnold. Mungo, I should say, not Arnold. This green flag is going to come out here. Sears control. Green flag is out. And away we go. Look at that battle for second. There's Proudfoot looking to try to clear Michelle. And look at that, almost 3 wide for the battle for second. Kruger tried to take a lunge there, couldn't get the car successfully in. She'll have to back it down here. Proudfoot, though, not going to go away here. Going to clear the 25 of Michelle. And there's Emma Kruger trying to go on the inside. Michelle not having the best of restarts here. Look at Emma Kruger, going to slide on in. She'll take third. Michelle down the 4th. As drivers are beginning to fight for positions here. Michelle now going to try to go back on the inside. Emma Kruger here. As they're getting very racy. Oh, Michelle gets hooked on the back of Kruger. Michelle's around. Gaiman ends up piling in. And that's going to cause the front clip to fall off the 25. And actually, you can see right there, Michelle still hasn't gotten fired. He'll get it fired now. A few other drivers have to make evasive action as well. Josh, 74, Braille, Dave Michelle is still getting fired up. But that's going to promote the front here. While we were watching that chaos, Proudfoot ended up getting around Lilac here for first. So Proudfoot going to be the first driver here, not named Daniel Michel, to lead a lap here. Markowski's still having a bit of trouble here, and you can see getting a little bit racy back. So Proudfoot going to lead this lap this time by, but they're getting very racy indeed for third on the way down. There's Featherplace and Gaiman. Gaiman hits the wall there at the pit road exit right where the drag strip is. Remember, stage ends on lap 30. That one I just checked. That is correct. So lap 30 is where this stage will end as drivers are going to file in and out here. See battles shaping up indeed. Dustin Painter had off. There's Game, and he has to take evasive action, bumping up and over. It's hoping to get damage suspension. He'll end up taking a couple spots lost here. Selena Thompson, Josh Battles, Dustin Painter. ARCS having a little bit further back here. You can see Dustin Painter here, just checking to see what happened here. A few cars a little bit slow, but they all got it fired back up. But back up here towards the front. Sharp still in third. Wanzi trying to chase that down. As we'll go with that. Speaking of, we'll now actually do that onboard camera shot right now. If Roger, the 81 machine, had a request for him to be an onboard shot, we'll let him take a lap around here, as he will show us. He's in the battle right now, currently sitting in P15. So we'll ride on board here with the 81 machine for at least a little bit here. So we had that request. Right there, the 55 Gomes gets a little bit lost there on track, and have to take evasive action to go low. Looks like to be another spot gain for Roger here. This will end up holding inside line. Again, fill and roll for Beatron, filling in for the 81 of John Hagan. He ends up getting, if Road Course Ringer ends up getting a win here, could incite a team maybe to give him a seat, because again, that would be a locked-in playoff seat for these drivers in question. Goes a little bit wide here. Drivers facing off. You can see up the hill, just up the road. The 21 gets a little bit off of Feemster. That's going to be another spot gain for this 81. He's going to be getting around a spot, though. Mounts the curb. Ooh, gets a little loose on his own. You can see right there, P13. So as we're riding on board with him, he's ended up gaining 2 spots here. Oh, 21. Kenneth Cheney with a big move here. We'll cut back to the wide shot here now as we finish our lap with the 81. As they're getting very racy indeed there for position. That how it plays up. So Pacey White just had an incident further back along with Selena Thompson. Cut back there. You can see Pacey White just looped it around here. Selena Thompson, obviously a little bit slow there as well. But we'll cut back up towards the lead. He's on a little ride along. Brandon Proudfoot leads the way with Lilacs here in second with 1.3. Then Alyssa Pelletier Sharp in third. And we got a little bit of a battle here. Emma Kruger trying to get back up to that top 4. And this race has fallen on its head here. As again, Daniel Michelle is currently, who's led the first stage, flagged the flag first stage, is now stuck down in a position. I'm just checking here, watching this battle here instead. Is Emma Kruger going to go around here? Seth Wanzing not going to let it go away too quietly. Going to keep his nose in, but can't keep that battle going. So Seth Wanzing 5th, Emma Kruger now up to 4th. To answer my question, Dan Michelle is currently sitting in 18th position. We'll quickly cut to him here. There he is right there, obviously with some damage. He's going to have to fix that up next caution. The drivers do have at least one fast repair for their troubles, so we'll see what he does and what he do. But as you see here, battles raging on here. Emma Kruger now firmly in 4th, going to try to chase down her teammate. We'll see if we can get a good battle here. There's Steve Tucker filling in the number 3 machine, as he is filling in and fill-in ride for Carolina Beagle Racing. He's filling in for Stefan Oberstadt here tonight. And look at that battle for second. Well, Pelletier Sharp's going to get around Lilacs here. Remember, Lilacs here on a little bit different strategy here. Obviously stayed out under the last stage break. Came in on lap 7 per se. Right now, still a net gain for that 89 car. That strategy could work out here. But obviously, with stage 30 being the last stage break here, we'll see if it ends up working out for this 89 car. But still a long ways away for the reprieve of the stage break. Looks like a little bit racy here. We actually go a little further outside the top 10 here. You can see right here again, they're getting racy here. 81, 76, and 21. That's there. You see a car stop. That's Alfred George, not for position. But we got Roger Pierce, Kenneth Cheney, Kevin Feemster all fighting for position. It looks like Steve Tucker a little off here. He's relatively okay here, but he's falling down the 10th. You guys see a big donut. Oh, the front clip fell off here. So big tear on the edge. We'll see what happened here to Steve. We'll play it out live action because obviously front clips don't fall off just randomly. So we'll play it here at live speed and replay what happened to the 3 here. Does he end up getting loose on his own, or did he get some help? Wide shot here, off Bing, it's a loose. Oh, big lick there. And actually, we're going to rewind it here a little bit. I'm going to take one look here again because it looks like I want to see if he got contact or if he got loose. And we'll take it from the chopper camera here. And obviously, bad luck for game. It still continues here. We'll play it live speed, and then we'll play it at 4th speed. can see the 61 gets a good run here. Just gets into the corner panel a little bit. Oh, they get stuck together. There's a tire barrier right there, and it sends both of them into the wall. It takes the front end clip off the 3 here. And then, obviously, Carr's getting the pass. He'll get it fired up, but obviously that 3, very wounded. He's actually, as we go back to live action here, just to show you, he's down pit lane to get that thing all fixed up and take a faster pair. So obviously not all gone good for that Wendy's machine, the fill and ride for Carolina Beagle, but still a stage break to reprieve, and you see it right there, battle for 3rd. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, heaping up here as Emma Kruger going to get around for 3rd position. So it's Sharp, Kruger, 0, 2, 3, 4 here. As battle rages on. So it's Profit, Sharp, Kruger, 1, 2, 3, 0, 4th, Wansing 5th. His battles, again, just rage on. As you see right there, battle between the 2 gear cats guards in the forest shop. Again, Profit not really able to clear out here. And Emma Kruger kind of sensing maybe, again, she's had a topsy-turvy past 2 stage here at the very least. These first 2 stages have kind of been a bit chaotic. Again, stage ends on lap 30. Oh, Sharp goes a little bit wide. She's going to take a phase of action. Could open the door for Emma Kruger. And looks like Kruger ends up going to end up taking 2nd here. Sharp going to fall down to 3rd. So 2nd, 3rd right now at the moment. Kruger now promoted up a spot. So we'll check here as this battle's kind of raging on. We'll see if there's anything going through the field here. Actually, we'll take a quick look through the field here and kind of do an update of what's going on here per position. So Brand Profit leads the way in 1st position, Emma Kruger in 2nd, and Lily Pelletier Sharp in 3rd. That's the first 3 spots right now at the moment. Lilacs here, still in 4th here with a strategy call here, working out for the 89 machine. Still a net gain for what's happened, so obviously working out. So we'll see if that can hang on. Steph Wansing, obviously another driver needing a good week here tonight, currently sitting in P5, looking to keep that going. Brandon Petherplace, obviously, actually we'll have to hold that thought here. Dan Michelle's had an incident on track here. So, let's see what happened here. Yep, right there. Oh, it's even gotten a little bit worse here. So, we'll have to hold our recap for a second here. Looks like he's had another incident, and it's gone bad to worse for this number 25 machine. And again, front clip missing. So, we'll take a look here again, what happened to him. We'll play at live speed. Again, there's Kenneth Cheney. He's getting in this top 15 battle here. Again, maybe a little bit aggressive. We'll see. High, low. Oh, just mounts the curve. The back end spins out. And, oh, that was not good play. You got to hold the brake there for Daniel Michelle. And he didn't end up holding the brake. And obviously, Kevin Feams had nowhere to go. We'll take one more look at it as well here. We'll play it back. And I want to take a look at it from, kind of, speaking of the 21 machine, I want to take a look at it from Feams' perspective here. As we'll ride on board with him here, if I can get the camera right here quickly. Actually, we will. Now we will. So you can see right there, car spins out and right nowhere to go. Again, you got to hold the brake if you're the machine in question of Daniel Michelle. Maybe a bit of frustration ends up playing out here. So back to live action. There's Daniel Michelle just trying to wing out to the stage and just trying to make something happen here. But as we continue on through our little assessment of where drivers were, there's Brandon Featherplace sitting in 5th position, now 6th. Trying to, in question, try to get another good finish here. Obviously, just came back last week for line power, looking to make this look good. Tom Sears, team boss, is in 7th. Again, setting the sneaky fast at the road courses, sitting in P7 as well. Josh Gaiman, again, another driver needing a good bounce-back race, sitting in 8th right now. Good at the road courses, but always seems to have a little bit bad luck. Right now, it's pointing in the right direction. Jonathan Adams at P9. Discount Tire Machine sitting firmly inside the top 10. and Jeremy Preo currently in 10th. With Davey Hauck in 11th, there you can see him, and Roger Pierce, another fill-in driver, sitting in 12th for John Hagan. So B-Tron trying to get their cars up in the order here. They've dominated the past couple weeks, but right now the road course has been a bit strong. There's Kenneth Cheney, we saw him with the incident with Daniel Michelle. That was around 13th position. Ryan Gomes in 14th. Bren Roberts currently in, and again, you can see the Christmas, it's not Christmas-inspired, but it looks Christmas-inspired paint scheme, even though we are on St. Patty's Day, but it is green, so the thought counts. There you can see a cart loop, but that's Ross Baxter. Haven't said much of him today. We'll get it refired there in the West Virginia machine. Loves his West Virginia University colors. And he'll fall back a couple spots because of the spin. And just to finish outside the top 20 here, there's Bren Roberts. Michael Joy currently sitting in 16th. Daniel Michelle, again, still, that car looks very wounded, but he's plowing along here in 17th. Mark DeLeo there in 18th. Ryan Pinnell currently in 19th. For someone that doesn't like this track, he's got at least the top 20 going. And Ross Baxter, getting it spun around, will sit in P number 20 right now at the moment. But back towards, actually, I was going to go to the front here, but actually it looks like Kenneth Cheney was in a bit of a battle here. Actually, sorry, Dave Michelle, as he's trying to get his way up through the field here. Again, not missing anything up front, top 10, relatively spaced out. This driver's just kind of getting in a lull here for the end of stage number 2. Oh, look at that damn shot. Actually going to come in here. Obviously, maybe he's going to do a similar strategy style with Zier. Come in, try to avoid catching a lap here, get the car fixed, and get the track position back. So Michelle going to roll the dice here and take a strategy call here and see if it works out for number 25 machine. But back towards the front here, you can see right there, still Proudfoot. Emma Kruger slowly reeling in that 22 machine. And again, Emma Kruger, I know I keep talking about her, but she's someone that watches road courses, but she's someone that's been very hungry for her first win. She's come oh so close. I'll actually bring up the driver details just to show you. She's had 4 times she's finished second in this series right now. And she's looking, she doesn't want to finish second again. She finally wants to kind of get that, for a driver to finish in the round 8 last season, she's looking to get that first win. And obviously, it's still a long ways away with Michelle playing a different strategy now and Proudfoot being just a little stronger. Obviously, it's never going to come easy, but you can see a little bit further back there on the battle box, Seth Wanzing is going to get around Lilac Zier. Let's put Wanzing up the fourth. Zier down the 5th. But Zier, obviously, again, still a net game strategy. And honestly, seeing this strategy call here, I wouldn't be shocked as the stage is going to wrap to a close here in a couple laps. Maybe a few other drivers a little bit further back elect to take this call here and maybe say, hey, let's pit now, get the track position, and we'll take a chance here. I don't know, maybe a driver like Jonathan Adams. We've seen him be strong. Josh Gaiman, you know, he's got a strong 61. Actually, cut to those cars right now. Inspect. There's Josh Gaiman sitting in 8th. Jonathan Adams in 9th. Maybe this is a chance here to roll the dice, pull a different strategy out. If you got some damage, maybe fix it up under this green flag stop and try to make something happen here. At the very least, we'll see if that strategy works. As long as you stay on the lead lap, it happens. But Daniel Michelle, more importantly, should worth noting at the very least, I don't think he actually stayed on the lead lap here. There he is right now on question. He is, I think, one down. He is. So actually, not the best strategy choice here for the 25. Looks like he actually ended up taking a longer time in pit lane. So, ends up not making it. But back up front, we actually have a battle scridging on here. Emma Kruger flying like a mad woman. And she is pushing that 04 machine. Almost looks like a Reese's-inspired machine, but it's not Reese's. And she is trying to get up to the lead here and get around Proudfoot. We saw this coming to the end of stage 1. They were a battle, a ding-dong battle. And actually, speaking of driver's point strategy choices, Josh Gaiman just pitted. So maybe he's ended up listening in on the commentary here. Ends up coming on in for service. But right now, again, Kruger, we saw how in the back of the 22 for the last couple laps at the end of stage 1. Couldn't get the job done. Now we'll see what she can do here for stage number 2. Looking at the chat here, someone's asking what happened to Davey Hauck. Wrong button there, sorry. Don't want to cut away from this battle here at the very least. But Davey Hauck right now at the moment, looks like he is still plouging around here. Just going to tell you in a second here what I see as we watch this battle rage on here. Again, when you got a lot of names, sometimes they blend in. Don't see him on this. Should be here somewhere. Well, I'll check that back out in a minute here. We'll go over what happened to him in a second here. But right now, see what happens. But right now, battle raging on. Emma Kruger going to try to make a move here. You can see the lap car. Steve Tucker, the 3. Could be a bit of a pick here. And obviously, Tucker going to be the first one down at the end of this incident. So obviously, doesn't want to fall too far back here. Oh, yeah. See him right now. So, yeah, as we watch the battle on, David Hauck currently sitting in P11 right now, running relatively well, speak just outside the top 10. So, for the viewer in question asking what happened to him, he's currently sitting in 11th, running relatively okay. So, no man. Oh, look at that. Emma Kruger just mounted that curb right there. Big old mount. Again, hopefully she didn't damage the thing how much she took liberties. You can see more lap cars coming up. Oh, 22 gets loose. Battle for the lead here. Emma Kruger going to go around and make it look like child's play as Proudfoot got really squirrely there and ended up kind of taking a face value. Luckily didn't hit anything. That could have easily ended for trouble and tears for both. And the 22 still a little bit loosey-goosey after that incident. So Proudfoot going to fall down to second here. Now going to be on the chase. That's going to put Emma Kruger to the lead. So very racy indeed. Right now, again, I was going to say this before that happened. Lap traffic just up the road here. That's a 4 of Austin Mongold going to get out of the way here. And the 71 to Josh Battles, both up the road here. Austin Mongold already 1 down. And there you can see as well. Daniel, incident, big incident in the back here. Looks like something happened to Gaiman and a few others. If I can find it, Danny Michelle there. Sorry, we're going to cut away for that second. Looking to happen with Josh Gaiman. Looks relatively okay, but that front end looks a little bit, so I'm going to actually kind of cut back the replay here just for a second. See what happened. Coming up the hill here, looked like something may have happened. So play at live speed. Does he end up getting lost on his own here? Synchronized spin for the 25 and the 55 and 61. Just summing up his season, nowhere to go. So Gomes and Michelle pile in, and so does Gaiman. And ends up giving a little bit of damage. Back to live action, though, again, may hurt that strategy. Speaking of the Davey Hauck viewers at home, just inside the top 10 as he's having a battle here with Jeremy Breo. As they are now side by side. Again, this is for the final stage point in the stage. We are at lap 30 is when the stage ends. So is Breo going to get a little bit of distance here. We'll cut back up to the race lead here. Emma Kruger right now at the moment coming up with Ryan Pinnell here. Again, stage ends at lap 30, so 1.5 laps away from stage break. And now here's the question. Ryan Pinnell currently sits here at the moment fighting for position, but right up the road, that's Kevin Feemster. They're having a little bit of a battle here because right now at the moment, you can see right now Emma Kruger, again, not making it easy. She's only got 3 cars left. Alfred George will get out of the way here. But what I was trying to say is right now at the moment, that's the battle for the last lap lucky dog spot here. Right now, Ryan Pinnell has it, but if Kruger gets around Feemster, the race is on between the two of them because the difference at the very least is if you're Ryan Pinnell and you go 1 down here and can't get back in the lead lap, you have to take the wave around, or, yeah, difference between starting on the lead lap, coming down and getting service, or have them take the wave around, pit out of sequence, and maybe being done for the day, at least getting any more spots. So right now, you can see right now, gap getting to grow, though. Feemster can hang on by proxy. Again, it would help out Ryan Pinnell tremendously. Former teammates they were, but one's now driving for Prophecy in the 21. Ryan Pinnell still presidential in the 12, team owner. As actually team owner will get out of the way. Actually, that's Tombstone 22nd, my mistake. But Emma Kruger going to get around here, and she will start the last lap in the stage. Lap 30. 1 more lap to go in the stage. Pit lane obviously been closed on lap 29, so drivers playing the strategy choices here. We'll see how it all plays. Right now, there's Emma Kruger, 2.1 clear of Proudfoot. There's Proudfoot in second. Liz Peltier Sharp 7 seconds back. She sits in third. Brandon Featherplace in fourth. Right there in a bit of a train here. Again, a bunch of lap down cars between them. Steph Wansing there in fifth. Lilac Sear in sixth. Right now trying to, again, good strategy choice at the very least. Still a net gain. There's Tom Sears in seventh, trying to maybe get 1 more spot up to sixth. Jonathan Adams right there going to go on Alfred George. Roger Pierce in eighth. And ninth, I should say, and Jeremy Breo, team boss of that 81 machine, currently sitting in P10. As Emma Kruger goes to the last couple corners here, 1.7 clear. She's looking good to finish this out here. No lap traffic in front of her. As you see in the long shot, there's Dustin Painter, but that is not going to play a factor. Painter will stay on the lead lap here. And as Kruger comes around the last couple corners here, he's looking good to win stage number 2 here. And then Kruger comes off the last corner here. She will win stage number 2 in that number 04 machine. And now trigger 25 to go, more importantly. Proudfoot will get 2nd, Sharp 3rd, Featherplace 4th, Wansing 5th, Zier 6th, Sears 7th, Adams 8th, Pierce 9th, Braille, your top 10. So now, pit stop to throw a pit stop here. Obviously, the gap from stage 1 to stage 2 was a little under 20 laps because obviously they'd have a pace lap there per se before we went grading. So it was about 18 laps of green flag running, to say the very least. Now, when they go green again, because cautions don't come easy at these road courses, it's going to be 23 laps of green flag running, and presumably this will be the final pit stop of the night. So now, questions raise on how this all plays. What will these drivers do? What do you do? Obviously, I think most drivers aren't taking tires here in this strategy choice, but the call is, what do you do in this strategy? What can you do? Danny Michelle, obviously, was a very strong car. Dominated stage 1. Dominated stage 1. Obviously had trouble there at stage 2 and never really stopped the bleeding. He's actually now 1 down, so obviously stages can fall on a dime. He looks like he was good to win this race. Now he's going to have to try to get some luck here to get back on the lead lap and maybe try to pull get a miracle strategy here to work out. But Emma Kruger and probably 1-2 here. Again, up to the virtual cruise. They both ran equal times for respective purposes. Their fastest laps, Emma Kruger, a 1:15.81. Proudfoot, a 1:15.85. So whoever wins this, whoever's virtual crew can get their driver out ahead first, could be the deciding factor who maybe wins this race. So this is all important here. Remember, Gaiman did not come into service last time by, still, I think, on the lead lap. So we'll see how this all plays here on strategy and how this all plays. Gaiman actually did come back in, so that strategy will not work out for him. He will be in. So this is going to be interesting to see. Virtual crew will decide who maybe wins this race here. So we'll pull the pit lane camera right here. Right there. Keep an eye on the orange yellow machine and the white machine with the clown on the front. Twisted Metal. 2 tires, 4. Ooh, interesting call there. Emma Kruger going to go away with a 2-tired stop. Along with, actually, I'll let this finish out here. Yeah, Kruger going to pull a 2-tire stop. Brandon Featherplace also going to do a 2-tire stop here as well. Zier going to pull the dice with 2 tires. Proudfoot going to be the first of the drivers with 4 fresh tires. So this is interesting. Emma Kruger and Proudfoot, obviously the 2 strong cars here tonight, alternating strategies. One's taken 2, the other took 4. We'll see if that's enough for Emma Kruger to hang on or if Proudfoot can catch it. Obviously, let's not rule out the other 2 drivers. I know I'm talking about Kruger and Proudfoot. Zier, alternate strategies worked out a treat for her, currently sitting P3. She may not have the most speed here, but she's definitely at least good enough to keep it inside the top 10. Chaos erupts. Maybe she'll be there. Same thing with Brandon Featherplace. What would he like to do in his second race back for Line Power to come out, again, regular season champion last season, to come out and get a win in that Liquid Death 34. So this is all the play for here. Strategies galore, and obviously it's very unlikely we get another caution here, so we'll see how this all plays. Oh, hold on a minute. Emma Kruger slowed down here a second. She just slowed down for the incident. Looks like she had an incident here with Michelle, possibly? You're not having a correct. I'm just going to hit the replay button here just for a second just to see what exactly happened here. So I'll pop up red. Maybe been a little bit further back here. Obviously, this is coming up to the line. I just want to see what exactly happened here so she doesn't have any damage noteworthy. Again, maybe just a false alarm. Yeah, she just got on the brakes. Did not end up hitting anything there. We'll wind out just a bit here just to confirm it. And we'll go to the chopper camera here. Just kind of important because we saw a stack up here with Alfred George, Cheeseburger Lawrence here when Alfred's went a little wide. Again, could be a bit of a... Oh, yep, she doesn't hit him. Doesn't hit the 25, so she's still got relatively okay. So no harm, no foul, kind of the report at the very least. But, yeah, again for a driver that's been a bit snake bit at the very least. So looking for that first win, seeing stuff like that happen, definitely puts you on edge just a tiny bit. But anyway, Emma Kruger will lead us off on the front row with Lilac Zier taking up, well, not Lilac Zier, Brandon Featherplace will be taking up the front row with Zier, Proudfoot, row 2. Remember, Proudfoot first on fresh 4 tires. Seth Wansley, Tom Sears also on 4 tires will make up the next row. Jonathan Adams on 4 tires with Roger Ears Pierce in the next row, row 4. And Gaiman and Breo, row 5 with Gaiman on 2 tires, Breo on 4. So, see how, actually, Gaiman took no tires because he pitted under the last caution, pitted under the last stage for 4 tires. So, he has fresher tires than the drivers that didn't take any tires and 2 tires at the very least. Net overall, I guess you could say, like, you took an average. But anyway, pace car going to pull on off here. It's going to be on Kruger's control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Kruger gets a good restart. Featherplace, not so much. Zier going to have a chance to go up the hill for second. Featherplace will end up hanging on for second. Oh, big line side shot there. I think that was going to be Josh Gaiman and Pacey Wygent. We'll see if we can get a little further back here. Oh, big stack up here between Painter and that. Jonathan Adams, I want to say, was the car that went off the Narnia there, at the very least. Can't find him on my list. Again, a lot of cars. Actually, was it Steve Tucker? No, he's pitting right now. It was Jonathan Adams. As Dave Wright also had just an incident as well. So I'll take a quick look here in a second until we get the field situated here. See if we can take a quick look and see what happened there. And a lot of just happened there in that incident. Again, a lot of things here to report. As we let this replay play out here, I'm just going to let it play out here just for a second here, and we're going to go back to the 8 here, Jonathan Adams. Can I see way off? We'll actually rewind it here because, again, a lot of chaos happened here. You see multi-car spinning. It looks like it may have happened a little bit earlier up here, so we'll let it play out here. Can I see Sharp cuts the cone there. Oh, he just losing his own right in front of Gaiman. And then we'll go wide shot here. Looks like something happens a little bit further up. Hits the wrong button. There we go. Oh, big pile up there. Actually, rewind just a little bit further back here as well. As the Gaiman ends up looping it as well. We'll let it play at full speed here. Gaiman gets hooked on Cheney. You can also see Gomes spins it. Wygent spins it. And then, again, just a bit of a stack up there with Painter, Roberts, Baxter. So very chaotic on the last restart of final of stage here. We'll cut back to live action here. Did not affect the top 2 as Kruger Featherplace 1-2. And actually, Proudfoot, I think, may have had a piece in that somewhere. He is down to 10th. So I wonder if he had a piece with Zier. So actually, I'm going to take one more look here as well, because it looks like Zier and Proudfoot may have had an incident as well as I'm hearing through reports. So we'll play this in live action again and see what happened. Oh, Proudfoot just spun it right in front of Zier. He lost on his own accord. And you can see Proudfoot ends up getting sent way back along with Seth Wansing. So big incident there. We'll wind it one more time just to, again, see what happened from another angle. Coming up the hill here. Better shot here. Again, 22 just spun out in front of him. And again, big stack up like we saw. Wansing nowhere to go. Sears nowhere to go. Zier gets him getting a clip there from Breo. So that's why this top 10 is a lot shuffled as we're watching these replays here. And it's given some breathing room to the top 2. So back to live action again now. Now we have a clear picture of what happened. It's shaked up this top 10 quite dramatically. Kruger leads the way. 2.5 clear of Brandon Featherplace. Maybe that 2-tire strategy was the best choice, as that's got him away from the chaos. Didn't put him back with the squirrels. Kenneth Cheney now sitting comfortably in 3rd, 2 seconds clear of Roger Pierce in the substitute role. Kenneth Cheney, again, not only for the Rookie of the Year here at the very least. Keeping it well chaotic here at the very least. Currently sitting in 3rd. Roger Pierce, speaking of him, he's sitting right now in 4th. Lilac Zier there in a battle. Oh, gets a little bit mounted on the curb, gets a little loose. That's going to put Breo with no front clip up to 5th. Proudfoot now going to get around Roberts here, so very bit of a bossy, not bossy, but battly. Word I was looking for there, couldn't find it. But it's going to put Breo to 5th, Proudfoot 6th, Robert 7th, Zier to 8th. And again, worth noting right now, this is badly 12 seconds back of Emma Kruger. So if Proudfoot wants to run down Kruger, it's going to have to be a heroic task for these drivers here if they want to get this win of this race. At the very least, the podium's only 2 seconds up the road, but Proudfoot knows he's got a mad fast 22. Let's see how aggressive he is. You can see him lock up the front just a bit, as he's now a man on a mission as he's looking to try to get back up to that lead pack. As we've hit under 20 to go here, we'll just take this quick opportunity to thank everyone that's tuning in here on ABN2 for the Davey Hauck. Let me get the name right here. The Davey Hauck Memorial 110 here on ABN2. I am Kevin Young, as always, here to provide you the rest of the season of thrilling action. We'll hopefully see Carmen here for a few nights when she is able to get in. But very interesting race here at the very least, as we see Emma Kruger 3 seconds clear of her main rivals, seeing if she can bring it home. We're 9 to go. Proudfoot gets loose again, though. Holding that thought. Again, he is pushing hard here to try to get back in that top echelon. He'll lose all the spots he just gained in the last lap. We were watching him. And now he'll have to get back on the rebound and try again. Now 18 seconds away from the lead as it is growing. He will need a caution if he wants to try to get back in this thing, it seems, at the moment. There, Alfred George goes around here. You can see up front just a bit here. We're going to cut back to the battle for third. Kenneth Cheney's been caught by Roger Pierce. It's the last step of the podium we are watching right now at the moment. Cheney, again, finds a way to get himself in these spots. At the very least, usually, I won't say he backs into it because that's a bit insulting, but he's always there late. 'Cause he has the speed, he puts himself in a spot late. That's why he's currently 5th in the standings. Again, showing how dominant of a rookie class we have, he's currently 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings. More importantly, the car that would be leading the Rookie of the Year standings is right there behind him in the 81. But John Hagan not here tonight. But Kenneth Cheney, very strong at the moment. Not one has any playoff points to his name, but he's currently 4th in the standings. 5th if you count all the winners. And Cheney, you want to go a little bit wide, though. Pierce going to try to follow suit here. Again, going to have to maybe leave the space just a bit. 81, though, going to go low side. And we'll get it clear. So put Pierce up to 3rd. Cheney down to 4th. And look at that conga line in the back there. You can see 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all under a blanket here with 18 to go. Again, Breo trying to make that no front clip 74 Dr. Pep machine go. Brendan Roberts trying to make a move around the low side here. Roberts going to get clear here. Proudfoot loops it again. He is really trying to push hard here, and he'll end up spinning it. It's just gone from bad to worse in this final stage. So he will now fall to 9th, could be 10th here as LaJoy is going to come on up here. LaJoy just a little bit further back, so now Proudfoot, it's gone from bad to worse, and now he's 27 seconds back. But back up here, you can see Roberts got around Breo. Put Roberts up to 5th, Breo down to 6th. Now Zier going to try to join the melee and put herself in the 6th position to get around no clip Breo here. No front clip, I should say. And she just can't get the exit she needs there, and that's going to keep Breo, at least for now, comfortably in 6th position. At least for now, again, you see a little puff of smoke there as that 89 Mountain Dew machine really trying to push here. And you're not missing anything up front. Brandon Fedplace looks like he actually may have had a slight incident here. I'm going to cut up here. He looks a little slow. Lost at least a couple tenths here, but at the very least, he's still in 2nd here at the very least, but now 11 seconds back. And they'll cut back to the battle between Brent Roberts, Breo, and Zier here. Just a little technical cut there. Breo pushing hard here. Again, probably feeling the effects of that damaged machine. Zier just cannot get the job done here. More importantly, with Featherplace seems to be losing time hand over fist. You all see on the battle box game, it just got around Proudfoot here. Cut a little bit further back there. You can see right there the aftermath of that effect. Gaiman now up to 9th, Proudfoot down to 10th. It's getting interesting. As you can see, Breo, oh, he missed the corner there. Bad time to cut away. He ended up missing the corner there. He'll get it back on track, but that's going to put Zier up to that's 6. Words are hard. We'll take a quick look here again while we cut away just to show exactly what happened here. We'll take the long shot camera here. You can see just goes up the corner, misses it completely, stops, not run in, so safe re-entry. But yeah, Bray obviously feeling the effects of that damage. So back to live action. Now he's fallen down in the clutches of Wygant, Gaiman, and Proudfoot. Another loop there for the 74. That's going to be a couple spots lost. At the very least, now in 10th. There goes 11th, 12th, 13th, and they'll just toe to pit lane. Looks like he has just had enough here, and then we'll cut back. Speaking of cutting back, there's the race leader who just took 15 to go. And the Kruger looking good at the moment, but has at least a little bit of lap traffic at Elkridge George just up the road. That should now successfully get a round, even though a little bit of an argy-bargy moment. Brandon Fed placed there in second. Currently, again, 13 seconds back here. He's going to have to try to find a way to get that car moving, or needs that the 04 machine to have some trouble. Speaking of, there's Roger Pierce in the fill-in row, currently sitting in third. There's Kenneth Cheney, though, still in fourth. And right there, a little bit further back, Bren Roberts getting around the 71 of Josh Battles. Again, with all the green, it can get a little bit interesting to see, because that's a very Christmas-esque car. As he's now currently sitting in fifth position, trying to reel in Roberts and Cheney. Cheney and Pierce, as that's Roberts we're following on at the very least. Pacey Wygant, Josh Gaiman battling battle. Gaiman gets around, though. Wygant going to have a chance here on the follow-through. We'll see if Wygant can get clear on the inside. He can. Gaiman can't do the switchback, and there's Proudfoot again. At this point, looking for a salvage. Salvage whatever he can. Oop, wrong button there. We'll cut back to that. Wygant a little loose there off the corner. He's wheeling that thing in that 00. Gaiman going to try to go on the low side here. Try to outbreak the 00 machine. Proudfoot going to try to follow suit. We'll be a 2-for-1 blue light special. And it will be, as the 00 will end up falling 2 spots. And we'll go from 7th to 9th just in a blink of a corner. And again, road course is all about momentum. And one slight mistake can lead you to proxy to being on the prowl of other cars. As the I've caught a little bit of lap traffic here. We'll stay. We'll cut to the battle with Kenneth Cheney right now at the moment. I think this battle is closing up just a bit between him and Roberts. A little bit further back, but Roberts and Zier in a battle. Well, actually, we'll go back to Proudfoot and Gaiman here. Oh, speaking of, because battles end up taking a little evasive action. Actually, that's opening up. There's Ryan Pinnell going way wide as well, just getting out of the way. See if we can find a battle here that's relatively close. Proudfoot, this is probably the closest battle we have on track right at the moment, is these three fighting for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Actually, speaking of, just showed up. Tom Sears and Michael Joy. They're having a battle. There's Jonathan Adams, and there's Ross Baxter. This is 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th on the racing surface. Just a little bit further back than what we were watching. And you can see right there, Jonathan Adams. Remember, he had to take evasive action under that last caution. Ended up getting, I'm going to take evasive action. Ended up getting loose and spun himself around. Again, trying to recovery drive. This is why stage cautions are a bit interesting at road courses. Because if it happened in the first stage, Adams could maybe rebound like the instance happened with Zier. But with it happening in the final stage, it leaves him vulnerable. And now, it's just going to have to be a try to dig yourself out of a big hole here situation. So this battle kind of calms down just a moment. Sears will keep 10th position. Looks like it's getting a little argy-bargy. Now Kenneth Cheney's been caught by Bren Roberts. So Roberts looking to get 4th position. Pierce is about 4 up the road to this battle, so the podium's a little farther away than either of these drivers would like to see, but things can still change on. Again, not missing anything up front. Rebecca Kruger is now 17 seconds clear of 2nd place. Closest battle we have on track at the moment is right now what we're focusing on with Cheney and Roberts. Ken Cheney, a sneaky fast Rookie of the Year candidate right now, currently sitting 4th in the 76 machine. As Roberts, though, looking to try to take that away. And again, as we watch this battle rage on here, we'll take a... Again, we talked about how the standings at the cut line were close. coming into tonight. Remember, Brent Roberts was only 7 points clear of the cut line tonight, with his main competitors, Patrick Overstat, not here tonight. Ryan Pinnell on the bubble having a all-right day, but not a great day. Ryan Gomes having a poor day. Seth Wanding seems to kind of be struggling a bit now, down in 14th position. Dale Markowski's had a few ons and off. Davey Hauck is now currently outside the top 10. So at this moment, this is a race that Brent Roberts needs to give himself a bit of a cushion on the cut line and give himself some breathing room, and more importantly, also help his chances in the bracket challenge that, remember, will be happening in 3 weeks' time at Talladega. So mark your calendars for that. We will keep an eye on the ABN websites when that seeding gets drawn. But Brent Roberts, though, not ready to kind of focus on a bracket challenge. It's 3 weeks away, looking to try to make a move on that 76. 76, very defensive, almost hits the tires, and that's allowing Lilac Zier to get kind of caught up here, too, as they are fighting hard here for 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. And this is, more importantly, allowing Roger Ears Pierce a chance to kind of drive away here. Gap growing, and more importantly, allowing Feather Place, who's keeping his own, to keep a good, comfortable second. So neither driver really complaining that these guys and gals, as Zier is technically not a guy in that analogy, driving hard here for these three. We'll see what either of these three drivers can do here, and who can end up maybe getting 4th position, whether it be Cheney, Roberts, or Zier. Look at Roberts, going to go low side here. Cheney again, very late defensive, and I don't think Roberts is a big fan of that. That late cut there is definitely going to run some drivers the wrong way at the very least, and I wonder if that's going to get in the mind of Roberts at the very least here. Actually, we'll ride on board here with, we'll do something a little bit interesting here. We'll hold on this camera for now, because I think we're going to see another chance here to see Roberts get a lunger. He seems to be a tad faster, and he is on 4 fresh tires in comparison to the car in question ahead of it. Look at that defensive line, and Cheney, again, going to go low here, and Zier maybe has to play a little bit defensive here. Cheney is really hugging those corners low, and I think Roberts is running out of patience at the very least between the two of them. Actually, Kenneth Cheney and Roberts both on 4 fresh tires. So both drivers on the same strategy here. And I think Roberts is at a point where he's like, I'm just going to get ahead of you, and if you do that to me again, it's not going to be pretty. Inside line is going to favor the 76 and Cheney, but Roberts going to try to drive around the long way here. Next corner should favor the 2 cars in question here. Roberts favors this one. Roberts going to try to hang around the high side here. Can't get it done. They end up touching just a tiny bit. Going to go wide shot again here. Just show Cheney going to go wide. We'll see maybe a switchback over under here. Roberts going to go low side here. Cheney can't go defensive in this corner here. And now Roberts going to go low. Cheney going to try to go even lower. Oh my! Cheney saw that was an aggressive move at the very least. Cheney looked dead to rights and ends up making a move. I think Roberts is now just kind of frustrated here of what that 76 is doing. It's legal, but it's not friendly. It's also allowed Gaiman to get caught back up too, by the way. So this is getting very racy indeed, as this battle has raged on, is now re-energized. Look at Roberts, mounts the curb. Cheney going very wide. He'll have to mow the grass. Roberts going to finally get around, but that's also going to open the door. So their two battles have led to self-destruction. Cheney, very aggressive on the brakes, gets into Roberts. So these two ended up fighting so hard, it's allowed Zier to take 4th position and Gaiman to get 5th. So that was an interesting turn of events at the very least. Both led to a path of destruction, and I don't think either driver is going to be too thrilled with each other at that moment, as now they've both ended up losing 2 spots respectively for both of them. And I don't think, actually, I kind of want to focus on this battle here, but I kind of want to see Cheney and Roberts keep fighting, because right now Roberts is caught back up again. We'll stay here for a second. Well, actually, we'll cut back here. We're going to try to get a wide shot if we can. There you can see right there, Gaiman going to go low side on Zier. We'll see if Roberts tries something here on Cheney. It looks like he's a little bit too further back to do it. And looks at that, Gaiman will get the job done. But I don't think there's any love lost. I'm keeping an eye on Roberts here, just because this is interesting to say the least right now. His tempers kind of boil over at the very least. See Cheney going to go high, low. Roberts, trying to make it. There's Proudfoot again. He's reeled his way back up to 8th. Looking to maybe get 6th, 4th. Try to make this recovery drive work here. Bit of a break there. Look at Roberts' low side. Just going to bully his way through here. He's had enough. and Roberts will end up taking now 6. There's Zier. She had an incident too, and it looks like this battle rages on. I think Zier may have spun it, and now it's a 4-car battle for 5th as Cheney going to go hard. The brakes almost into Zier. Cheney going to go Y-side, push Roberts, and Cheney gets looped. Roberts going to go around sideways too. Proudfoot ends up gaining 5th. Roberts 6th, Zier 7th. So in the matter of just their battling, it's ended up costing some of these drivers a lot of positions. Roberts ends up going from what could have been 4th to 6th. Cheney now down to 8th. And it's now going to end up battling Wygen. We'll cut the Cheney real fast here. We'll focus on this just a second. We'll cut the Cheney. See if got it refired. Now in that clutch is a Wygen for 9th position. And now just going to let Wygen go here. Not going to put up a fight because they are teammates, both Carolina Beagle, so not going to end up playing much of a factor there. I'm going to play nice with the teammate because you don't want to get called in front of the team boss. So with 7 to go here, Gamon's made their cover drive work here. We saw that happen. Proudfoot up, Gamon up to 4, Proudfoot up to 5th. Both of them respectively in their positions. Now we have this little break in the action. We'll kind of, again, as we hit 7 to go here, we'll do a little, again, a blast through the field here. Show where everyone is. Emma Kruger, we haven't followed her in many laps here. She's still holding it down in the lead spot here. 21 seconds ahead at the moment. Just put Josh Battles another lap down and is sitting in currently P number 1. Brandon Featherplace, 21 seconds back in 2nd position. Again, strategy worked out, taking 2 tires. Still clear at the moment. What the doctor ordered for his 2nd race back. First race obviously didn't go the greatest. Right now sitting in 2nd position. Roger Ears Pierce right there. Going to get on Dustin Payne, the lap down machine. Sitting in 3rd, 4 seconds back in Featherplace. Looking to try to get caught back up, maybe get a 2nd position away for the substitute driver. Josh Gamon sitting in 4th position. He's had an up and down day as that car clearly shows. A lot of damage, a lot of dents on that machine. He's been in a lot of instances, but Lady Luck has at least shined brightly on him, at least for a little bit. He's in 4th position. Brandon Proudfoot, I should say, sitting in 5th position. Was driver that was in 2nd in stage 1, 2nd in stage 2, and ended up getting in a bit of a loop situation at the final stage. Fell down after a couple incidents, fell down as low as 10th. Now sitting in 5th position ahead of Roberts and Zier right there, as you'll see 6th and 7th respectively behind, as Roberts had a battle with Cheney, and Zier, again, had a poor first stage, but recovered nicely with an alt strategy. They're both 5th, 6th, and 7th respectively, and we'll see as this battle rages on, we'll see what exactly happens on that. 8th position, Pacey Wygen. Again, a driver that's looking for a good race as well, so he's sitting in P number 8. Looking good at the moment to keep that keep a top 10 here, but things can change. Kenneth Cheney in 9th. Saw him with a very aggressive battle with Brent Roberts. Definitely both those drivers maybe heading to the virtual hauler after this for a few words, but Kenneth Cheney sits in 9th. He's trying to keep a top 10th, at least for that 76 machine. And Tom Sears rounds out the top 10 here, currently sitting at 10th. Again, driver I said was sneaky fast at these road courses. Can always kind of show you up the last minute, say, all right, here's the top 5 and top 10. When there's other drivers around, you sometimes just see him pop out of nowhere. He's in 10th position, and Jonathan Adams in 11th with no front clip, sitting in 11th. And we'll cut back those. We see the battle raging on. Zier got around Roberts while I was going through that little rundown here, as we've just hit 5 to go, as Kruger just crossed the line. So it's a little less chaotic here. Proudfoot kind of holding it down. Zier in the 6th, Roberts down the 7th. Wonder if he burned up himself just a bit in that battle with Kenny Cheney a couple laps back. Zier, though, maybe finding a bit of form here. Remember, also, Proudfoot had a couple loops. Makes you wonder what state his tires are in. If maybe it's an opportunity for Zier to capitalize, maybe get a top 5 out of this. But up front, we actually have a little bit of a development here. Featherplace has fallen into the clutches of Roger Pierce. Roger Ear Pierce right now is sitting in 3rd. And these two could be battling for 2nd. Obviously, they would need a caution or an Emma Kruger mistake in order for these guys to get back up and battle Emma Kruger for a win. Right now, both 2nd and 3rd. Battle rages on here. Can the substitute driver in the 81 get around the 34 Brandon Featherplace? Definitely know one driver in the chat is very happy to see this 81 car doing quite strong at the moment. Let's see what he can do, currently sitting in 3rd. 4 to go as Emma Kruger crossed the line a little bit ago, hitting 4 to go. Again, as we have this, as you can see right there, Austin Mongol take evasive action here. take this quick opportunity one more time to thank you for joining us here on ABN2 for the Davey Hauck Memorial 110. I am Kevin Young, and I'm thankful to join us here for the first 50-odd so laps, and hopefully the last 4 can keep the entertainment going, and hopefully you see a great finish to the end here. Make sure you tune in ABN2 for all A-Square competitions for the next couple weeks as we see these battles rage on. But anyway, 34 sitting in second. What can Pierce do? Can Pierce try to get a move here for third? Again, Emma Kruger, I keep saying it, 27 seconds ahead. Not a battle she's concerned with. Again, if they do get a bit racy, Gaiman's about 10 seconds back. If they do get to touching, it could open the door for maybe Gaiman to reel in a possible podium here. Again, Pierce driving on a substitute basis here, so maybe not going to get many more opportunities to drive here. We'll see how the schedule lines up with him and others. We'll see if maybe they need a ride. He could take a seat here. Is he going to make a move here? But getting a second at a road course could open the door for him when more road courses happen. Could be in a situation that he ends up maybe getting the call and could end up putting himself in a spot where we see him drive more often. As there are more road courses on, well, not more road courses, but road courses on the schedule at the very least. As the 81 going to try to get a good lunge, as 34 makes a slight mistake. Can't get the job done. Still 2-3. Battle's going to go low side of the 34. Again, it makes me wonder if, 81 gets a little loose there. Still raging on. 34 going to clear the 81. It makes me wonder because the 34 ends up getting tangled with the 81. 34 is running for a points in the championship. 81's just fighting for pride. It makes you wonder what's in the sleeve here for Feather Place, as Emma Kruger just took 2 to go. We'll cut back to her on the white flag lap. She's just driving away with this, but this is a battle for second, and the 2 drivers that could be joining her. But the question is, in what order is Feather Place getting to get a little bit of a gap here? Feather Place is holding strong at the moment. Oh, battle's got a little loose here, and that's going to put the gap over a second here. We'll stay on this battle for a little bit, but we're going to cut back to the race lead, see if there's any developments here. There's Emma Kruger getting around the 29 of Mike LaJoy. Emma Kruger obviously in a point there. Obviously, Lilac Zero just made a move on Proudfoot. We'll cut to that just for a second or so. That's a move. So Zero up the 5th, Proudfoot down the 6th. But now we'll cut back to the race lead. A lot less populated over here at the very least in comparison to that. But Emma Kruger has finished second 4 times in this A-squared in the past season and a change. She's raced in A-squared. And as she's got 1 corner to go, she's going to get ready here to take the white flag lap. So she comes off the technically last corner here. White flag is going to be in the air. White flag, 1 lap to go, brought to you by Spiel Racing Designs. As Emma Kruger is about 14 corners away from getting her first victory and locking herself into the playoffs. About 30 seconds away from second place as Pierce actually got around Feather Place. We'll cut back to that to a second. As we see here, Pierce ended up getting around Feather Place. And we'll see if Feather Place can answer back here. They do not want to miss that battle here. And also Zier and Proudfoot. They're in a bit of a battle as well here. Proudfoot going to try to answer back here at the moment. We got 2 battles to keep an eye on the finish line here. But right now, there's still 2 in their positions they were. Feather Place and Pierce 2-3 at the moment. Zier right now going through the... I'm sorry, Zier. Emma Kruger going through the last couple corners here. We'll keep an eye on her shot here. We don't want to miss her crossing the line. So she goes to the last couple corners here. We'll hold on for a second, go back here for just a second to see if there's a lunge here. Looks like they're still hanging on. Big bounce around the corner. 81 going to go wide. Almost clipped the wall here. As it looks like Pierce is going to hang on, but we're going to cut back to the race lead as Emma Kruger going to come off the last corner, and she is going to get her first win in A-Square competition, get her first win for Gear Cats in the A-Square competition. Emma Kruger, your race winner here in Sonoma. Long time coming. No longer the bridesmaid. She is the bride, and she gets the victory here. We'll cut back for the battle for second here, though. We'll cut back to her in a minute, but we want to see this battle finish out here between Pierce and Feather Place as they are coming for a finish here. Pierce Featherplace, can Featherplace make a late send? He cannot get it done. There's the 80. He's going to cut in front of the 81. Little tap. Going to open the door for the 34. Featherplace. Can Featherplace get through? Going to bump the 80 to Layla. Not going to be enough. Pierce will keep second. Featherplace going to get third. Almost got a little bit scrappy there. And we're going to cut one more time there between Proudfoot and Zier. Proudfoot with a late send. Can't get the job done. And Proudfoot is going to fall to 6th. And Zier, with a great strategy call, is going to get 5th. So Zier, Proudfoot, 6th, 7th, and as the rest of the field crosses the line here, we'll cut back to our race winner, Emma Kruger here, and let her have her moment in the sun. There's always that risk when racing happens around. Got to cut away. But as they get racing here, obviously there you can see Bren Roberts a bit slow there. He's actually currently sitting in 12th position. He's actually going to go one down here. It looks like maybe not try to do an extra lap as Mike LaJoy ends up being 13th. So he stops there. He'll be 12th. But Emma Kruger, well-deserved victory. She's going to end up parking on the low side here. And she's going to end up burning it down. As she is your race winner here tonight. She's going to do many, many, many loops. As you see, she burns it down. And we'll put the little graphic up on the screen there. There she goes. Race winner, Sonoma, the 04 machine of Emma Kruger. So get a nice little shot there. There we go. It looks like she's kind of ends up parking it out here. So as she sits there and she kind of takes it all in here, do not go anywhere. We will have driver interviews here just in a second here. So just give us just a few seconds here. As we get this show underway here. Just doing one quick thing here, and we'll get ready for the interviews. Okay, as Emma Kruger parks there and the rest of the field finishes, we will go with the final results in a second. We will see if anyone's ready for an interview here. As drivers begin to file in, we do have a few drivers already ready to go here. We'll give it just a second to see if Featherplace ends up popping in, but in the meantime, we'll move to the driver that ended up finishing second. We'll talk to Roger Ears Pierce, the substitute driver in the 81. We'll hear what he had to say with his thoughts in there. Actually, hold that thought. We're actually going to move to the third place. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Roger, you have to hold just a second. We're going to talk to Brandon Featherplace, the third place driver, as we'll go 3, 2, 1 here. So we'll bring Brandon Featherplace on in. Brandon, this is Kevin, the ABN booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. How are you?
Good. How'd it go? Long time no see at the very least. Good to see you back in A-squared competition. But
thank you.
We do got some thoughts here about the race, and we'll go over that. So obviously, during qualifying, you had a pretty good qualifying at the very least, and we remember from last season, you were a sneaky fast driver at the road courses. You were someone that was consistently top 5, hanging around the top 5. So what were your thoughts about Sonoma? Do you feel like it's a track you could get a win at or get a nice top 5?
Yeah, I felt pretty confident here. I knew coming in that I just needed to run consistent lap times. And not have any off tracks, not get involved in anything, just kind of keep a clean nose, and I figured it would come my way, and hey, I was able to pull that off. So
yes, you did indeed. You got a great finish there at the very least. But we'll take it through the race here. Obviously, we saw you in a very tight situation at the very least as the race went on. You were high, you were low, you were kind of battling. So how were the driving standards out there for you? As we saw, obviously some of the drivers may have different tails. But what were the driving standards out there for you from your perspective?
Just, this race was a little better, but you can tell, I mean, there's just, people don't really watch their mirrors. They don't really watch what's happening. I'm not going to say too much, but, but, at least the front runners had a good race. I think everyone in the top 10 seemed to have, been holding their own, and we're kind of giving space and stuff like that. But I was hearing a lot on the radio about people in the back, and we had people not even catching the pace car, lap down cars that were just pacing with one to go instead of catching the pace car. So there needs to be someone looking at some stuff. Race control needs to take a hard look at some of the lap cars that were in the way of the leaders, and some of the misfortune that some of the leaders had because of it.
It was very chaotic. We saw a lot of incidents on the broadcast, at the very least, of certain driving. But we'll go through the next part of the race. Obviously, first two stages were quite good, and then the final stage, you rolled the dice. You went for a two-tire pit stop, if I'm not mistaken, at the very least, while a lot of your other competitors around you, including Emma, ended up taking four tires. And obviously, it worked out quite nicely as it allowed you to avoid the chaos that happened in your mirror. But let me ask this question. Was there a reality where you wanted four tires, or did you really think two tires was the way to go?
Uh, I actually didn't take any tires.
Oh, you had an
the
8 second
the
stop.
entire time.
So, oh. You had 8 seconds, so I figured it was two tires, and I saw Emma Kruger's car go up, so I figured you had maybe it was a light damage repair. But so I guess you took no tires. So
Yeah,
I
I
guess
didn't take any.
so. I guess to rephrase my question, then you felt comfortable without four tires. Then you felt like if the car felt good without needing four fresh tires.
Yeah, the game plan was if you stop for tires, your tires are cold. So I figured, if I don't take any tires, they're going to keep their heat relatively, and then I would be able to kind of get away while the fresh tire cars were trying to gather heat in the tires to actually catch me. So I had hoped that I would have enough of a gap and they would fight each other that I wouldn't have to worry about it. And it seems that that kind of worked out for me.
Mm-hmm. One more. I got two more questions here, at least at the very least. Obviously, last couple laps, you were caught by the 81 of Pierce. So, kind of take us through those last couple laps of that battle of Pierce. What was going on? Again, how obviously it looked very clean from at least what we saw, but how was the battle with Pierce? Did you have some fun? How was the battle going? I guess.
Actually, I wasn't even paying attention to the mirror. I wasn't even watching the relative or anything, so I had no idea that he had caught me. The last time that I had looked, he was like 400 feet behind me. He was a couple corners. So all of a sudden, I'm passing a lap car, and there he is, and I'm like, oh no. So, but it was great racing against him. I hope that racing with him or against him becomes a regular thing because it seemed like we were able to race really well together. And I wasn't. He seemed a little aggressive, but I mean, it was the end of the race. If he wasn't trying to pass me, then why was he here?
Yeah.
And it was really fun. So I had a blast. I made a mistake. He would make a mistake, and I really enjoyed racing him.
Yeah, it was a good battle to watch. The last couple laps there, we were keeping an eye on it for those last couple laps. We just saw kind of trading back and forth there. And again, I was shocked too because we saw on the battle the screen. It was like, oh, it's 6 seconds, it's 4 seconds, it's 2 seconds. And next thing you know, he's about a tenth behind. So it was definitely a great battle there as the finish.
Yeah,
Obviously,
definitely surprised me.
that's not maybe out of the people that should be surprised. Maybe the driver in the lead position maybe shouldn't be the one that's surprised. But anyway, obviously as we'll talk next week, as next week is Texas. What is your thoughts about Texas? We obviously know you're very good at the kind of short tracks and the tracks that are a little bit on the smaller side. But what's your opinion on the 1.5 mile over Texas? You think you can get a win here this season at Texas?
Yeah, I feel really good about Texas. I've ran there quite a bit in the off season. I feel pretty confident as long as I can stay out of the issues, the trouble, the crashes, stuff like that. I feel like I'm in for a halfway decent finish. Should be top 10, I'd hope.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as a win, hey, I'm going to give it hell, and we'll see what we can do. But I think there's a lot of stiff competition out here. Really fast people are out here, and I'm definitely going to give it my all. I feel like I should be up near the front as long as I don't put myself into the fence.
Mm-hmm. Well, as it is ABN tradition here, obviously you've been a little bit away from it a little bit, but it is still the same tradition. If anyone you want to thank, family, friends, sponsors, what have you, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you. Just wanted to thanks to Line Power and Tom Sears for bringing me back and let me be a part of Line Power. And thank you to everyone who watched. I hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast and had a good time. And other than that, hey, thank you for putting on the broadcast. And I'll see y'all next week.
Well, you take care, Brennan, and hopefully, again, maybe we talk to you next week.
Thank you. I hope so.
Anyway, that was our third place finisher, Brandon Featherplace, as we will now move nicely down, as seems some things have crashed, but we'll move on nicely to there we go. Roger Ear Pierce, we'll move on to the second place driver, and we'll hear his thoughts about this race. Roger, this is Kevin, the ABN booth. You got a copy?
I do.
All righty. Well, you also had a very eventful race, and obviously we weren't even thinking you were going to be in the field until about a couple days before. So let's kind of hear your thoughts about this. As obviously you came in as a fill-in role for the 81 of Beatron. So what's your thoughts? Obviously, I'm assuming, as you recalled, you got to be just a little bit strong on road courses. So did you think this is a track in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I love road course racing as much as I love oval. Um, I got my butt beat at Coda about 2 years ago, and after that, I was like, I need to learn, and I've just loved it ever since. So, uh, I raced with John in another league, and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a replacement and driver for Sonoma," and we worked it out, and um, I was here tonight. So,
Yeah, you were here tonight at the very least. Obviously, we had some people in the chat. We definitely were rooting on for you in the chat, but we saw you had a very eventful. You started off qualifying inside the top 10, and then obviously you went further back, had some incidents. So take us through those first kind of opening laps, those stages, because we saw you kind of have to go from the back to the front, back to the front. So how was? I guess my question is, how were the driving standards out to tonight, and how did you feel about what was going on around you?
yeah, so I the first lap coming up the hill, it just turned over. Like I wasn't even on the gas and it just looped. And I went all the way back to like 24th or something like that and worked my way up to like 16th. And everybody back there was just racing hard, aggressive. I mean, it's road course racing. You have to pick your spots to pass, right? Um, and I mean, everybody was pretty clean. There's some door in here and there, but you're gonna have that, especially at a place like this where there's only a few places that you can pass cleanly and it works. So the first little stint when we went from 24th to 16th, it was fine. Stage came, we didn't take tires. We didn't take tires all race. You don't do that on road courses. You just don't. You can cycle it over and over again, but if you get cold tires, you're just gonna loop it over and over again. So um, we got some spots in the stage, and I want to say we finished second stage in like eighth or ninth,
Yes, I
and
believe that
then
was
we had a
correct. Mm-hmm.
yeah, really good spot for the last part of it, and then there was that wreck in three or four. I don't remember which one it was, and we got involved in it, and we just kind of worked our way through it, and then it was just tracking down people. But you could tell who took tires and who didn't take tires.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but everybody was really respectful, really clean. I mean, there's some aggressive drivers, there's some defensive drivers, but you're gonna have that in every league you go to. So,
Mm-hmm.
it just made it fun.
Yeah.
Uh, I like the battle there at the end was a lot of fun. I didn't think I was catching them, but I did. So
Yeah. Brand Fat Plus definitely shares the same sentiment. We'll get to that in a second. But we'll move on. Speaking of the final stage, we obviously saw a very chaos happen in front and around you. Next thing you know, you found yourself out in third. So kind of take us through that opening lap there at the final stage. You were in the thick of it. So what was going on from your perspective as we saw carnage around you?
so I mean we were too wide going up the S's and um it looked like it pretty much just on throttled too quickly on cold tires and it looped it and it just caused a giant stack up
Mm-hmm.
and there was nowhere for anybody to go and either you're going in the sand on the left or the sand on the right. And if you could push your way through on the asphalt, then okay. But it was there were cars everywhere, and you had to pick your spots.
Yeah. Speaking of, obviously, we heard you talking about, obviously, we saw you get in third, run down Brandon Fed Place, and have a battle. And obviously, like I said, Fed Place had a lot of things to say about that battle, positive. So, again, your thoughts on that battle as well? Did you have a fun experience with Feather Place battling for what turned out to be second?
Oh yeah, I mean, you could tell he was. I don't. I was kind of saving because I wasn't sure on fuel, and I figured he was saving as well. So I really didn't want to push it too hard until I knew I was in the green. Um, but once we caught him, I mean, it's just about hitting your brakes and then the lap cars. If you can utilize the lap cars as picks in a way and kind of set up your moves and set up like where your nose is, then you can you can use that as an opportunity. So we kind of use the lap cars to our advantage to get beside them and get past them, and almost lost a second because of a lap car at the end of the race there too. So it can go good or go bad. It's either or. But we raced clean. I made a mistake. He made a mistake. We were matching each other's times. I mean, it was super even. A lot of fun. The last 10 laps was probably my favorite part of the whole race.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I use this as the part of the questionnaire where I ask what the driver will be doing next week at the Thoughts Texas, but since you are a substitute driver here and we don't know if you'll be back or not, I'll ask this question instead. If there was an opening and if there was a situation, do you think you would attend another A squared race?
Doors open. Yeah.
Okay.
I had fun.
Fair enough.
I mean, these guys, maybe they know who I am, maybe they don't. I don't know. I recognized a couple names, but uh, oval racing's different than road, so yeah.
Fair.
You never know. Like Texas is Texas is a great track if you know how to stay in clean air and get that nose pointed down and not kill your tires. So, yeah, if the opportunity's there, I take it.
Fair enough. Maybe we'll see you again, fill in for maybe John Hagan if an opportunity arises. But since it is ABN tradition, if there is anyone I want to thank, family, friends, sponsors, what have you, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, want to thank John for giving me this opportunity on a sub. Thank you for the broadcast. I mean, I was listening to it, and fantastic job. These guys I raced with, I mean, like I said, it was clean, it was hard. I had a lot of fun. Beatron Racing was in the room with those guys, and I had a pretty good time. And then, yeah, thanks just to everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Well, that was great talking to you, Roger, and hopefully we may see you run it back again here in the A-Square competition. But you take care, and you have a good rest of your week.
All right, man. Thanks.
And that was our second place finisher, Roger Ears Pierce. And that will move us on nicely to our race winner. She's finally gotten the win. She's finally got the glory. It's Emma Kruger. We'll hear her thoughts now. Emma, this is Kevin in the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, long time coming, and you probably got a lot of thoughts about this race, but we got to start always at the beginning. You obviously had a good qualifying at the very least, and we saw you early in the chat talking about Michelle's speed. So, again, take us through your thoughts about Sonoma itself. Do you think this is a strong track, or maybe not the fastest road course you're at that we see A-Square go to?
No, I definitely think that I wasn't on the pace compared to Michelle. It's very unfortunate the incident we got into, because I'm pretty sure he definitely would have been probably 30 seconds ahead of me by the end. Although I did start to figure my shit out since at consistent low to mid 15s towards about the middle of stage 3. So.
Yeah, you definitely brought the speed down at the very least. Obviously, as the race continued on, obviously you did have a few incidences we saw with Daniel Michelle, and we also saw you get in a good scrap there with Brandon Proudfoot at the end of stage 1 and end of stage 2. So kind of take us through your thoughts with your battles of Proudfoot. What was going on in your mind when those battles were raging on?
I mean, most of the time I wasn't even trying to get into him, because, I mean, he was taking a good defensive line, and I was trying to get around him. Trying different lines and stuff to get around him, but it was good defense, and the mistake from him allowed me to take the lead into the end of stage 2, so very happy that I could recover from the mistake that I made. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough at the very least. And obviously, we saw as pit stops occurred. You came in, you had the lead, and I was talking about how virtual crews are going to decide this race, and you ended up taking an all-different strategy in comparison to Proudfoot. Proudfoot took 4 tires. I believe I want to say you took 2. Maybe you took none, because I'm hearing a bit of conflicting reports. But regardless, you went on a different strategy. So kind of take us through your thought process of why you chose that strategy instead of 4 tires.
So what I heard is that I didn't take any tires the entire race. I was on one set until the end. What I heard is that Proudfoot took 2 tires in stage 2. I'm assuming that it was a mistake, because new tires kind of suck at road courses.
Because he had I just want to interject saying he had about a 15-second pit stop, so I assumed it was 4. But again, I think it may have been 2. Because it was 15 seconds. Maybe he had damage he had to fix. But regardless, he did take tires. So continue on. I just wanted to interject that.
I don't know. That's just what I heard. You're probably right. Either it was damage or maybe he overshot his pit stall or something. But
All right.
yeah.
Well, the strategy choice at the very least worked out because it gave you that track position. And then, I guess, kind of take us to those last 10 laps. You obviously had a 30-second gap on the battle for second. It was smooth sailing, but we saw you interact with a little lap traffic here and there. So kind of go through those last, just give us kind of what was going through your mind as the laps ticked down and the gap stayed steady and you were looking poised to take your first win. Take us through those last couple laps in your mind of what was going on.
I just had to, it was just about staying in the moment, really. Just about hitting apexes and exits, not really sliding the car around. I think the laps that I was doing, even though I was I definitely didn't need to push, I still was able to find pace just by being calm, I guess. There wasn't really any pressure behind once Brandon made that little mistake. So yeah.
Fair enough. And I guess I'll ask one more question, just kind of add on to this. Thoughts, because obviously you finished second 4 times in A-squared competition, and you finally have gotten that first win in over a year and some change in this competition. So thoughts on getting your first win in A-squared competition, especially for your own team?
Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say special thanks to Tommy Reynolds for making this one a lot more special.
Oh, fair enough. Obviously, one more question, then we'll go to the shout-outs and what have you. Thoughts on, as obviously Texas next week, you do got to win, so now you firmly put yourself in a good spot, at the very least, to make the playoffs. So what are your thoughts about Texas? Do you think it's a track we could see you maybe going back-to-back at, maybe getting a second win in back-to-back weeks?
Probably not. Texas isn't really a strong track for me. It wasn't last season, even with the connection issues I was having. I think solid top 15, maybe top 10 is achievable there. But yeah, I'm just trying to run down the races, I guess, now. I don't have to worry about trying to point my way in like I did last season.
Yep, that's always a bit of a relief when you get that victory, and you don't have to worry about the stress of, especially when the season comes close to a finish, especially at Daytona on July 14th. You got to worry about that pressure. So obviously, as it is ABN tradition, you've been here at least a couple times. If there's any you want to thank, family, friends, sponsors, what have you, the floor is yours. Take it away.
I want to say special thanks to my teammates. Y'all did a good job. Had some bad luck there with Lily and with Josh, but y'all did well. I want to say thanks to Diesel and Dogbox Racing for kind of taking me in and really treating me like family. Thanks to everyone in the chat that was supporting me throughout the race. It really means a lot to me.
Fair.
And yeah.
All right.
Another thanks to Tommy Reynolds.
Fair enough. But as it is, that's great talking to you. Hope you enjoy that first win. You have a good rest of your week, and maybe we'll be talking next week at Texas. So you take care. Have a good rest of your week.
Take care. Brush your hair.
And that was our race winner, Emma Kruger. So that will do it for tonight for interviews. English is my first language, as that sentence was a bit broken. But anyway, we'll take a look now as we'll take the driver details off, and we'll take a look at the race results. Hopefully these do show for me. There they aren't. Okay, we got to actually adjust it. Hold on. Alrighty. And overall, well done. There we go. That's the finishing results right there. Had to do a little magic, but we got it running. Emma Kruger with the race victory. And actually, let me just quickly turn off one thing real fast. Give me a second. We will then run over these graphics here. Just got to turn off the podium. There we go. Now here's the final results. Emma Kruger with the race victory in the Davey Jones Remember 110 at Sonoma, with Roger Pierce taking second position for Beatron and Brandon Federplace rounding out the podium here tonight. Josh Gaiman and Lilac Zier take the top last two spots of the top 5, with Brandon Proudfoot getting 6th position. Pacey Wygent with a good recovery drive along, with Proudfoot getting 7th. Kenneth Cheney gets 8th. Jonathan Adams gets 9th. And Tom Sears, sneaky Tom Sears, gets 10th position, or lurking Tom Sears, as Carmen would say. Moving a little bit down the field, we got Ross Baxter, last of the drivers to finish on the lead lap. He will finish 11th. And Brent Roberts looked poised to finish on the lead lap, but I think he may have just let Emma Kruger put him a lap down, so he didn't have to do one extra lap. He will finish 12th. Michael Joy, and now we're getting the drivers that finished 1 down. Michael Joy 13th, Seth Wansing 14th, Kevin Feemster 15th. Daniel Michelle, who looked poised to be on a winning trajectory, ended up having a mistake in stage 2 ups we saw and just couldn't get it pointed right. Will finish 16th, 1 down. Davey Hauck 17th. Mark DeLayla 18th, Steve Tucker 19th, and Dustin Painter will round out the 20th position for the first 20 spots. We'll move now further down the field. If the thing would scroll, hold on. All right, hold up. Got to get this thing to scroll now. Oh, that's the wrong. You think I would know how these things work. But anyway, we'll move quickly down the field here, and we'll see the rest of the field here. Ryan Gomes, 21st. Ryan Pinnell, 22nd. Dale Markowski, 23rd. Michael Lawrence, 24th. Austin Mongol, 25th. Ryan Pinnell was first of the drivers to finish 2 down. Michael Lawrence was first drivers to finish. Austin Mongold was first to finish 3 down. Josh Battles finished 5 down. David Wright finished 27th, 5 down. Josh Battles finished 26th. Alfred George finished 13th down, and we're getting the drivers that ended up retiring here. Jerry Brao, 16 down, was battling in the top 5, and just the losing the front clip hurt him. He finished 29th. Ula Peltier Sharp, who was good in stage 1, just had some trouble near the end, will finish 30th. Selena Thompson, 31st. Joshua Garrison, the first of the drivers that retired, in 32nd position, with Noah Blackwell not taking the flag. So that is going to be that for the result here tonight. Huge thank you again for joining us here on a St. Paddy's Day evening. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Next week, as I did allude to, they are racing at Texas. It's the final round before they have a week off for Easter, so we'll see how these drivers do, and we'll see if maybe a new driver can join the winning ranks and see what happens. And that will be on A2, ABN2, not A2, that's ARCS competition, ABN2, what you're currently watching. You will also see that for Texas. But other than that, though, keep an eye on the other ABN socials, all in the description as well, as the ABN chat box has already said. Follow them on Twitter at ABN Esports_US to keep up to all the dates about the ABN competitions that happen, including the Champ Car Series, the Endurance Series, the Hyper Formula Series, and everything else in between. So keep an eye on the socials for that. But until then, I am Kevin Young. I am signing off. So thank you for joining us for the great evening here at Sonoma, and hopefully you join us here next week. Take care.